Hello, welcome to a game between MaNa and Control. MaNa will be playing as the blue Protoss player at the 12 o'clock position, whereas Control will be playing as the red Terran player at the 3 o'clock position. This is GG your face, and the match will be played on Lost Temple. It appears that MaNa has scouted after he put down his gateway, but he will be scouting in incorrect direction. And it looks like the SCV will come out for Control at around the same time. The gateway along with a pylon and a simulator is going to go up for MaNa. And similarly, Control does have the supply depot barracks as well as the refinery. It looks like MaNa will be once again going in the incorrect direction. He will probably scout his opponent last at that rate. And inside the base of MaNa, he will put down the cyber core, which is a really good idea, especially if he's going to be skipping the Zealot, and there's going to be one Marine along with the Orbital Command coming out for Control, and Control is inside the base of MaNa, whereas MaNa is still scouting the 6 o'clock position, and SCV is going to go back and forth, and I think the SCV actually missed this assimilator that went up, and he doesn't see the assimilator has gone up for MaNa just yet, so that was a little bit of an early exit for the SCV, but the SCV might be making his way back. It looks like he will not be. He will come back inside. And there's going to be a tech lab being attached to the barracks at around the same time. The Marine is pushing away the probe and will get a kill there. And Control is back inside the base of MaNa. He might have seen, he still doesn't yet see the assimilator on the left side, but he will see it now. There is going to be 3 of those probes on each of those gas, and there will be one Reaper coming out of this barracks momentarily while a command center is being constructed, so I don't think that he's seen too much. Actually, the Marine denied any scouting of the base. MaNa was a little bit unlucky there because he did pick the wrong choice twice in a row, and that, SCV just barely escaped. She should be able to make it into his base just fine, and we do see one Reaper coming out, and the Reaper from the barracks does have a control point, the rally point set very, very close to the base of his opponent, and the unit counting station only shows one Stalker, which is what he needs against this Reaper, and the Stalker is slightly out of position as the Reaper is coming in. The Stalker is still standing still here, and the Reaper is coming in. He will start getting some kills. One kill for the Reaper, and second one will be on the way. He does manage to run one of the probes away, and the Reaper is giving chase. He does get the second one, but MaNa did manage to save the third one, very, very close to death there, and it looks like Control will be expanding very, very shortly, as he does have 3 barracks, no factories yet, still only on 1 refinery, whereas the Protoss player is going to be on double gas, and the income tab does show the Protoss player is behind in terms of minerals, but he is ahead in terms of the gas production, and the army size is around 33 to 29 at this moment. There's going to be, that looks like 4 barracks, no, the third one is a refinery, that is tricky. So there's going to be 1 tech lab, no research being done just yet. There's going to be an observer coming out for the Protoss player, MaNa, and there's going to be additional stalkers. The unit counting station does show 1 stalker, 1 sentry, and 1 zealot versus 2 marauders and 3 marines. Orbital command is being morphed in for the secondary command center, and both players are holding their control tower, 1 with a probe, 1 with a marine, and it looks like the observer is going to be coming out, and there's going to be some units being warped in. The sentries are really the first couple of units you want to warp in because they will get that energy, and there's still 1 stalker being in the mineral line trying to deter any additional Reaper harassment. That is not going to be coming. Marauder along with Stempak is being researched along with 1 reactor and 1 tech lab, and the observer is seeing exactly what his opponent has. He does see that there's 3 barracks, and he's going to float over to the south side. He might be able to pick up this command center as well. The income tab does show a huge advantage for the Terran player, as he's going to be having a lot of mules, a lot of SCVs, and he does have 1 less worker than the Protoss player, so I guess his constant SCV production was not as constant or is not as chrono boosted as the Protoss player, and this probe is going to turn back as the second observer, is going to come into the base along with another observer here at the natural expansion, so he has a pretty good idea of what his opponent has. This is his vision. He pretty much sees everything that is there except for, it looks like, the engineering bay in the back and one of the supply depots. He does see a quite sizable force is going to be moving out for Control, and I think he might be in a little bit of a deficit here in terms of the army. He does have 54 to 57, and the unit counting station does show that there are 6 Marauder, 8 Marines. I think that's more than enough to take on this force, especially if he's going to engage outside at the natural expansion, which is, I think, what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to cancel this Nexus, as the Nexus is about, I would say, about 85% or so complete. more units are being pumped out for both players, and there's going to be the first Immortal coming out onto the field after the first 2 observers. And the observer is still inside the base, seeing exactly what his opponent is going to be producing, and there's going to be 1 factory and another barracks, so there's going to be 4 barracks, and we see some of the units are going to be moving out. I believe the observer did catch a glimpse of that, so he is moving into a defensive position, and the Immortal does spawn right in time, and he might need to even pull off some probes to help against this defend. There is going to be 12 Marines, 10 Marauders versus 3 Zealots, 1 Immortal, 5 Stalkers, and 3 Sentries. Ooh, very good force field there, cutting off about 2 Marauders and 2 Marines, and he will be able to take that part of the match, and I think his opponent is not going to want to engage the units. Lost tab does show that he has about 300 or so lead, but he did manage to kill off some of those units that were worth gas, and that is always better than just killing off stuff that's worth minerals. The +1 weapons is about 50% or so complete, and there's going to be a Twilight Council, it seems, for the Protoss player, as he's also going to be opening the double gas, whereas the Terran player is already on 3 gases. Marine coming here, I think he did catch a glimpse. Ooh, maybe he did not see the glimpse of those units moving out, as it was just slightly outside the vision. Medevacs coming out for the very first time for the Terran player, as he's going to have, looks like 1 starport, and there's going to be a lot more barracks. This is going to be a barracks sort of game, and I'm pretty sure the starport will go on to the reactor, as that will allow him to make double Vikings or double Medevacs, add a really incredible nice speed. Income tab does reflect that the Terran player is still maintaining his advantage, but he does not yet have his 4th gas up, as is shown here. He does have only 1 person mining that, not really mining to its full potential. Concussive shell coming in for the first time in the game. There's a lot of Marines, 4 Marines, 2 Marauders being produced, and the +1 armor is being researched for MaNa at the moment, and I think the +1 weapons for the Terran player has been complete. He does have 1-0 upgrades, and he is going to get the 1-1 upgrade momentarily, as Protoss is going to open with the Templar Archive as well as the Dark Shrine. I really like this. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to make use of it, because his opponent does have a lot of those barracks, and it looks like there's going to be a total of 6 barracks, and there's going to be a lot of reactors and tech labs. I think 3 of each, it seems. But there's 1 observer over here directly overlooking the units of his opponent, and another observer over here catching up a glimpse of everything that is going to come his way, so he knows what he's going to be fighting against. The army size is at 84 against 102. The Terran player is maxed out. He does have the upgrades. He also has the combat shield for the Marines, making them have an extra +10 or so HP. Actually, it's exactly 10, and looks like one of the medevac is going to get loaded. He is going to maybe create a distraction, and this little fatty of a Marauder is saying, "Wait for me," and there's no spots for him. And I think the observer did spot it, so he is moving his troops into position. This is what he wants. And there's going to be 3 Dark Templars coming up to the base of his opponent. It looks like the drop will occur here on the side. And 1 Dark Templar will be at the middle of the map. 1 Dark Templar probably going to the natural expansion, 1 going inside the base. And this Medevac will be able to fly away at 2 HP. He makes it outside. And this Dark Templar is on hold position. There's a Dark Templar inside the natural expansion. And here we go. Here we go. There's going to be kills everywhere as the natural expansion main base as well as the army is going to get taken out. There's 3 Dark Templars killing off a lot of those SCV. This Dark Templar has 5 kills. This Dark Templar has 10 kills, and this Dark Templar is just whacking away at stuff that is being healed at the moment. And they're trying to construct missile turrets, and he's not letting him, killing off a lot of those units. Another Dark Templar, this one with 9 kills, this one with 14 kills, and he's killed off the SCV that was trying to make a watchtower. I mean, the missile turret. And very, very fortunate for the Protoss player, his opponent has used all of the energy on mules, and this is a really good time. He does finally scan, and that Dark Templar already has a lot of kills. That was just great play there by the Protoss player, MaNa. Very, very nice timing of all 3 of those attacks while he was getting dropped. That was just so nice to see. And the army size now is at 103 to 113, a little bit closer for the Protoss player, as the Protoss player is going to back off here with his Dark Templar. There is 1 observer here on the side, and I think things are heating up quite fast, as there's a lot of units being queued up. Some of those units are being queued up unnecessarily on some of those barracks. Army size is at 115 against 125. Both players, the Protoss player has 1-0 upgrades. I mean 0-1 upgrades, excuse me, and the Terran player does have 1-1, so the Terran player does have a slight lead here, but a lot of those medevacs has been depleted of their energy because of the Dark Templars, and there's going to be a probe coming over here. The two observers are rotating, checking out the vision of his enemy, and he's going to run into a missile turret over there, and that probe is going to go down as well, but he does see what his opponent does have. And if we take a look at the army sizes, we see 24 Marauders, 37 Marines, 1 Dark Templar still hang out at the tower. This Dark Templar has only 2 kills, but that's quite alright, as a lot of his units were getting healed by those medevacs. And we do see the charge is being complete, and the blink is also being researched, and it looks like the Stalkers want to come in here and do some harass. I think that might not be the best idea, as one Raven does come out and will kill off the last of those observers, so the entire field of the Terran's base is dark. Ooh, and he picks off one of those medevacs. 2 storms go off. They were okay storms, but the Terran player is responding very, very well to the storms, escaping the initial 2 or 3 storms, and I think he might be able to take it here. Even those force fields are in play, they're not in great position, and they're not really blocking anything, and these units are getting absolutely wasted by the Terran player. The Terran player is catching up a little bit here, as he's managed to take down a lot of those units, and it looks like this one Dark Templar is still working on some stuff here on the side. There's one Zealot attacking the command center, and I think that would be enough distraction to allow that Dark Templar to get another 1 kill, 2 kills on those 2 Marauders. And the scan finally goes off on that Dark Templar, taking it down. Army size is now 83 to 76. The first time the Protoss player has had an advantage, but the Protoss player has definitely earned it. MaNa, with his incredible control of his Dark Templar, simultaneously attack along with holding position. And what is this Zealot doing? Ooh, he is going to fall back. And the unit composition is changing now for MaNa, as he's going to switch to a more Zealot and Templar base, which is a really good composition, especially against the MMM. Unless the other guy has Ghosts, and he does not look like he is making... Ooh, he is going to be making 2 Ghosts, which is a great response. He will be also getting the +2 armor for his infantry, and the 1-1 is done. The +2 weapon is on its way, and both these players are sort of mirroring each other. There's a lot of strategies going on. There's going to be 1 Paladin over here, 1 probe on the side here, and there's going to be a War Prism inside the base, and he's going to be putting down some of those Zealots into the main base. You can keep track of that at the lower right hand corner. He is going to move in at the main army. There's going to be a huge conflict here, as he's going to storm one of those ghosts. One of those ghosts with his long gun was splattered, and these Zealots are coming in here to do some harass. He can get a storm off over here. Ooh, he misses the storm, and he does catch the next 2 storms, sort of, and storming some of his own units, and these 2 units are being warped into Archons. The base of the Terran player control is in chaos, and these Zealots are trying to take down the command center, but the command center can lift at any time, and the Archon is going to get only 3 kills, and is going to get taken down relatively quickly, as these Zealots are going to finish what's left of the main army of the Terran player. He will be able to chase down these Marines, no problem with those Zealots, and inside the base of the Terran player control, there's a lot of units. That is a lot of Zealots and everywhere, and there's going to be some Marines and Marauders. Ooh, that was really good positioning for the Marines and Marauders, except for the fact that they got stormed, and that was really good positioning because the Zealots will have to come in pretty much single file to fight them one-on-one, and there's going to be some more additional Zealots coming down at the ramp. There's a drop inside the natural expansion at the gold for the Terran player, but it is a little bit too late, and control GG's. Whew, that was a really fun game to watch. See you guys at the next game, and please subscribe to me at youtube.com/GGYourface. Thanks!